Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for December 19th. We're looking at the the New Zealand US dollar pair. You can see overall this pair has been moving higher over the past little bit, but if we zoom in over the past couple of sessions, it's just been down, down, and down 3 days in a row. I've drawn some trend lines here that have touched more than once. This last one about 4 times here. As it's moved lower, not positive we will get a reversal during this next session. However, if we do, look to buy in. Currently, this would be around the 0.8372 mark, looking for it to move on up to this next trend line right around the 0.8399 and then up a little bit further at the 0.8412. Now, obviously, it has to get up to that point. And if it goes up to that point, probably will move sideways due to some sideways action previously in that same area. And you'll want to put your stop loss right below that low and look for it to head up to the upside. Now, we may not, depending on when it breaks those trend lines, we may not get the full amount of pips that we're looking for. Currently, it's about 26, but as you go further down, depending on when it actually goes, you could actually have a target of about 30 up to 47. Definitely would not risk more than about 15 on this one, 30 absolute max, but look to exit off of these trend lines. So just to kind of get an idea of what that looks like, using the highs here and then just drawing your trend lines across, waiting for it to break that and go on in. Now, if we go to the Australian US dollar pair, over the past little bit, a couple of days back, we had drawn some trend lines and some horizontal lines, and basically I was looking for a break right here to the downside. That did occur, and it did hit our take profit here for this one. This was off of an inside bar, which occurred right here. And so while it took a couple of days, that setup still was valid. Or at least the setup was there. We hadn't broken the high or low, and we have to the downside risking about 62 and exiting roughly at about 40. Now, since we had this area, our original stop loss was up here at about 62. Since we didn't break it here, we went ahead and put our stop loss at 48. So that we gave it a little more room. So when you have a trade that doesn't trigger right away, but it's going in that direction, you definitely want to move your stop losses and look for the opportunity if the setup is still good and if the setup still persists. Well, let's go ahead and look at the news for this next session. We do have some news announcements. We have the Bank of Japan releasing their rate decision. Consensus is they're going to hold at 0.10%. Due to the expected easing, I don't think they can really drop it any further, but they are planning on doing some other, pulling some other tools to give stimulus to their economy. So definitely look for that to occur. Then we have the German producers price for November being released at 2 a.m. Eastern. Of course, that will affect the euro. It's showing a slight drop from 1.5% down to 1.4%. Then at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, we have the gross domestic product being released for the U.S. Consensus on that is that it's edged slightly higher in the third quarter from 2.7% up to 2.8%. Now let's take a look at our 4 majors and see if we can look what's going on there. U.S.-Japanese yen pair pushed higher today, but did pull back before closing. Look for it to potentially go as high as 84.86, possibly as low as 83.68. Look for some resistance around the 84.75 mark, and look for some support around 83.75. Now, the Euro USD, obviously, it just surged to the upside. Did close lower, however. Could be a definitely a reversal bar there. And it, as you can see, has already started to descend a little bit. Not sure how far it will go. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 133.58, possibly as low as 131.23. Look for some resistance to the upside around the 13300 mark. and look for some support around 131.50. Now the pound US dollar pair, it surged up as well, closed a little bit further down. It's a reversal bar as well. Look for it to head to the downside during this next session. However, it could go as high as 163.49, possibly as low as 161.78. Look for some resistance around 163.05 and look for some support around 162.00. Now the US Swiss, this pair pushed lower but closed up. Look for it to move higher during this next session, possibly up to 0.9196, possibly down to 0.9051. Look for some resistance around 0.9175 and look for some support around 0.9085. Well, that pretty much wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.